Welcome into the third hour of the morning show. Shaun Campbell in for Connor McKenna alongside Shaun Starr. Every day this week at 8 o'clock, we've been talking Montreal Canadiens. Do we care that it's August 12th? Do you care, Shaun Starr?
That it's August 12th?
That we're talking Habs here on Habs Breakfast? No, I love this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You do care?
I care that we're doing it, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can not talk.
I have some thoughts.
You have some thoughts?
I have some thoughts. I mean, it's the bigger question, is would it be fun to have, like a better MLS team that's making a run for the top spot, or Major League Baseball team, to spread it around a little bit. Because we have lots to say on the Canadians, obviously. But, you want to August 12th, everything comes out now, or it's like, let things come to us and then we can react to it. But
I also want to know,
are.
I might feel differently in a month. Like we were talking about the penalty killers, and now even today,
Agreed.
The part of the press review you were talking about La Presse with
Zach
Balduc and Blais, and now I'm thinking a little bit differently after hearing what Balduc had to say and wanting to be a penalty killer.
That's right.
That kind of changes my perspective.
He believes he could. It's nice to hear that. Let me put me on the PK, not saying put me at center. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, we've moved past that era of the Montreal Canadiens where they're trying everything and anyone at that position to make it work.
Yeah, that could be top 3 center ice failures for the Montreal Canadiens.
Wow. Wow. Holy shnikes. I mean, Jonathan Drouin's on that list. I mean,
Alex Galchenyuk.
I mean, my gosh.
Alex Galchenyuk.
Man, they tried so hard. I kept telling y'all he didn't want to play that position. His dad wanted him to shoot the puck and score goals like he was Alex Ovechkin. But y'all didn't want to believe me. Yeah.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
Oh, now the text messages are going to be coming in.
Correct.
We've just changed the segment to the top 10 center ice failures for the Montreal Canadiens. But the question is center ice success.
Yeah.
Because I told you I want to concentrate I'm here for 4 days this week.
Yeah.
And yesterday we spoke about Uri Slafkovsky. And expectations, fair or not, you could put number expectations on it. I told you I just wanted a power play 1 net front presence from Slafkovsky, which I think will amplify his point totals. That's what I was looking. So today I was thinking, a fun subject, because a long time ago, Shaun, I fell in love with Nick Suzuki very quickly.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Was it lust or love?
Say love. It was love. It wasn't lust. It was love.
Yeah.
And to the point where when I was watching him as a young player, I truly believed that there was a 100-point player in that player.
Okay.
And it's been steady progression.
You and Mark Bergevin saw that.
Like
I don't know many people that will admit that. Yeah.
I said it. And you could ask Mitch Gallen.
No, I'm not.
I said it on the air. I
wouldn't call you a liar.
And I was like, I truly believe Nick Suzuki will one day be a 100-point player.
Bro,
Did I
Mark Bergevin paid him like he was going to be that guy, and I was like, wow, they're really putting it all on Suzuki.
Absolutely.
But it's working.
One,
the
NHL is evolving and changing, where you're leaning on those offensive players.
Yeah.
2, I felt that for a 100-point player, there's this level of intelligence that you need to have in the game and understanding. Do you need to have the best shot? It helps. Do you need to have the best playmaking ability? But you need an understanding of the game and the players that you're playing with. And I saw that early when Nick Suzuki played his first season on the wing.
Yeah.
Who's the center? And now the name is killing me. He was
Suzuki center?
No, Suzuki, his rookie year, he started the season at right wing on the fourth line.
Really?
Who was the fourth line center of that team?
Sven Andrighetto?
No. It was an older veteran guy. The guy with the beard. He's on podcasts all the time. He's out west.
Not Brandon Prust?
No. Prust was the center iceman for Galchenyuk and Gallagher the first year. Kotkaniemi's another center that filled, by the way.
Absolutely.
Why? I know his name. I know his name, and it's killing me that someone's going to text me.
No, it wasn't Dwight King.
No. He was
On podcasts all the time?
I always see him on podcasts.
Oh, yeah? Like who?
Just his face is on these podcasts all the time. He's a veteran. Anyway, someone's going to...
Glenn Metropolitan?
No. That's they were not the same generation. This is just a couple of years ago, right? Nick Suzuki's not that old. I'll get in a second.
Well, he's been with the Canadians for a while.
It's besides the point.
Yeah.
And someone's going to text me Nate Thompson. Thank you.
Oh, Nate Dogg. Okay.
And Nate Thompson was Nick Suzuki's center. And just even watching Nick Suzuki, he's like, I'm playing with Nate Thompson. I will alleviate things for Nate Thompson. Nick Suzuki plays with Cole Caulfield. It works, right?
Yeah.
Nick Suzuki plays with Slafkovsky. It works. Nick Suzuki's going to play with Demidov. We saw for flashes. You know it will work. Nick Suzuki is on the power play with Patrick Laine. It's going to work. Nick Suzuki is so adaptable. That is one of the reasons why, for Team Canada, I want Nick Suzuki on the right wing of Connor McDavid. Probably won't get it, but I'm just saying because I believe he's so intelligent and adaptable, he could play what role you need him to play. So I saw that early, and I've always believed it. And then the last couple of years where he was struggling to become that point-a-game player, I was like, man, I don't know if that 100-point season. And I don't think he's going to be an every season 100-point player. But I do believe he has a season in him. One, consistency.
Yeah.
And I know it's something that we got to keep up. Ironman streaks. There's something to be said that this guy didn't even miss a game through COVID.
Yeah.
Like everybody. You get a small sniffle, you have to sit out a week. Nick Suzuki is consistent. I look at the 89 points that he accumulated in 82 games. 11 points is a lot, but is it that much?
It's not. It's not.
And do you think that Nick Suzuki will be the same player he was last year? I think he will be almost identical. So where do you get those 11 points? How does, and the question I'm asking today, and you can text that 1169 is thank you. There you go. Nate Thompson. Thank you very much. And my brain wasn't working, and I appreciate the text messages. How does Nick Suzuki become a 100-point player if it were to happen?
Yes.
It may not happen, but how does that happen?
The easiest answer in the world is to say Uri Slafkovsky. Shaun, he's slow out of the gate, only turned it on halfway through the season and finished with 50 points again. That's the easy answer, right? Slav was on 18 goals. The more in-depth answer that I can put together in my mind that will be more spread out, okay? And I wrote down 3 names and the point and the goal totals and the point totals to these 3 guys. Lane Hutson was on 6 goals last season. Mike Matheson was on 6 goals last season. Ivan Demidov played 2 regular season games and had 2 points. That's the difference. That's going to be where the 11 points from 89 to hit the century mark, that's where it comes from. Give Lane 10 goals. Give him 4. I'm not even going to say he's going to double, but he's going to get 4 more. Mike Matheson, again, conservative. I'm going to give him 4 more goals. Now we're at 8 points. 8 points with 4 more goals to get Hudson to 10, Matheson to 10. I need 3 more. I need 3 more, and I'm just talking about Demidov, who played 2 games and had 2 points. So, in my mind, I think it's not far-fetched. I think it's very achievable, borderline, almost expected that Nick Suzuki gets to the century mark for the first time since Mats frickin' Naslund in the 1980s. So that's kind of where I'm at with the captain of this team. Not only everything you said is on point about his work ethic, the role he plays, but I'm going to say something that's going to contradict everything else based off something you had mentioned yesterday on the show when we were talking about the lines and who's going to play where. And
thanks for listening.
The depth and the power plays, right?
Gallo never listens to me.
He's Mitch Gallo.
I'm like, do you remember when I said that? He goes,
you know what?
No.
He's very low to the ground. The sound has to get there to him. It's difficult.
Shots fired.
You know, Mitchie, I love you, you know? But if you're going to take a shot, I got to follow up with a shot of my own. Feel free to take shots at me at 10 o'clock this morning. But the point I'm making is that when you look at what Nick Suzuki is able to do and what you had said yesterday, but here's the contradiction. You said you want him on both waves of the power play.
Yes.
I don't. You can't do that. You can't. You're a better team now. You don't have to do that. you need to preserve 14's energy. I don't think you can ask him to do 82 games, play 2 minutes on the power play every night. I think this team is getting to a place where, yes, Suzuki's first wave of the power play, obviously, but do you need 14 out there for the full 2 minutes? I think they're trying to get to a place where they can maximize this guy, and that helps him get to 100 points also by not burning the candle at both ends.
One, when I said
Yeah.
that I want him on 2 minutes of the power play,
Yeah.
I did say situationally. End of the period, at the score line. And by the way, if it's a one-goal game in the power
that's
play,
a different equation, right?
Yeah.
Then you're throwing your best five out
but
there,
I mean,
right?
nowadays,
Yeah.
and even down the stretch, you're only getting 2-3 power plays a game.
Yep.
It's not back in the 7-8
Fair.
days.
But
So-
also remember, this was the 7th most penalized team in hockey, so he's out there shorthanded, right?
Yes. That's why I think it's important to fill those Armias. Yes.
Agreed.
And people will give you 4 shorthanded players. I think the Canadians need 5.
Mm-hmm.
And if Suzuki needs a break on the penalty kill, hopefully you'll have Evans, a Bolduc, someone else that can.
Sure.
Or I even mentioned a guy like Kappen that is in the
Josh
rotation.
Josh Anderson.
Yes, to help alleviate that pressure. The fact that Dvorak's gone is going to hurt the face-off, meaning they're going to force Nick Suzuki to play that penalty kill. So my answer, though, is the power play. Is how do you get those points?
Mm-hmm.
The Canadians finished with the 21st best power play in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
Though they were over 20%. You score 10 more goals on the power play this year, and I'm not that those 10 extra goals come with the acquisition of someone that had success on the power play with Bolduc, a Noah Dobson, a unit that is becoming a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Demidov. So think about the Habs power play, and you just added Demidov, Dobson, Bolduc. You think Slafkovsky's going to be better. Let's just give status quo to Laine, Caulfield, and Suzuki. So I just named 7 players. I'm not doing the lines, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then we can fill in the blanks of who goes where. I still want Nick Suzuki out there for maybe not full 2 minutes, but at least 90, because that's going to make the second unit better or even the first unit better. That's where you accumulate 10 extra points. Looking at the totals he had, top power play guys, and then actually Kucherov gets 46 points on the power play. McDavid is in the 40s.
Yep.
Nick Suzuki had only 27 power play points.
Out of his 89. That's how good of a...
So I'm asking,
Yeah.
I'm not even asking for 40. I'm asking for a power play that's improved with Demidov and Dobson.
Yep.
Then Nick Suzuki will be playing with those players. Lane Hudson will be better on the play. Why? He just had a year of running power plays.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yes.
And then we know Caulfield, Laine, Slafkovsky, and the list goes on. Is it too much to ask for someone that's going to play a minute plus? I'm not going to say 2.
Yep.
Let's call it a minute plus for Nick Suzuki.
Yep.
To have 11 more power play points because Demidov. So to me, the power play with Demidov and Dobson added to the mix.
Wild.
And Suzuki, who last year played both units, I think the plan in Marty St. Louis' head is probably still to play him 2 minutes. You may not like it, but it still may be there. Asking for 38 power play points in Nick Suzuki, it's a big number, yes, but I'm not asking to have more than Kucherov.
Well, he's not coming from 0 to 30. You're not asking him to go from 0 to 38.
He only had 4 power play goals.
And that's why I'm going to take it back to the statement I had made when I answered your question originally. I'm almost at the territory, Shaun, where I kind of expect it now. Mm-hmm. Because when you lay out, I propose my angle, how I see him getting there through 3 or 4 different players. And then Campbell comes in with the power play angle. Bringing the stats from last season, looking at this team getting incrementally better, and what does that mean? It's just another layer that, to me, reinforces borderline expectation is he should be damn close to the century mark. Again, with the proviso being everybody more or less is healthy here. We're not talking about, Cole Caulfield's out with significant injury or Hudson has his season derailed, blah, 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 blah. No, the primary playmakers, the primary breadwinners on the Montreal Canadiens are relatively going to be healthy throughout the course of an 82-game campaign. And the other angle to that I think has... there are a bunch of X factors on the Montreal Canadiens going into training camp, right? Kirby Dach is probably number 1. What he does, the trickle-down effect is massive. If he hits, man, it solves a lot of problems in a hurry. Yeah. But I'll remind you of this factoid. Ivan Demidov was hurt at the start of last season, had an LBI, and he missed a ton of training camp, missed a ton of skating time. And he's not doing that now. He's in Montreal, has stayed here all summer, practicing on the regular, doing all these things. And so there, to me, the Demidov X factor is something worth talking about if his play forces the coaching staff to make a decision about, do you load up with your best players on a number one line in a nightmare of a matchup, or do you try to spread it out? Because if Ivan Demidov is going and pulling like a dog on a leash, you got to let him run. You got to let him run. And that's going to be at the expense of Juraj Slafkovsky, which is a great problem to have because competition should bring out
the best of both.
It should. You know, Juraj doesn't want to give up his chair.
No.
Well, then do something about it, right?
So 11 points. Is that too much to ask for Nick Suzuki to become a 100-point player? When you look at it, I see the window. Will it happen? I don't know. Lots of text messages coming in at 11:06.
I can only imagine. And, like, you know, if you go through the numbers, okay, and this is why, again, I'm just going to reinforce my statement from the beginning of this segment where I'm at the territory where I kind of expected. And the final point that I'm going to bring up to tell you why I kind of expect it is Nick Suzuki has played 4 straight seasons of 82 games. Okay?
Yeah, and 56 before that when it was a 56-game schedule.
So let's start from season number 1 where he played 82. 61 points. Followed that up with 66. There's a jump of 5. Then went from 66 to 77. There's your 11. 77 to 89. 12 points. So if the pattern holds, it's going to be a 13-point jump, and he'll finish with 102 points. That's why I'm telling you, he's a great player. He's an underrated player, and with better, more consistent talent around him, which I expect, I don't think it's a fanboy, far-fetched take to have that you can expect maybe 100 points from 14 this year.
How does Nick Suzuki become a 100-point player? I want to read some of those texts coming up. You could send in your answers at 11690. Morning show, Campbell and Starr on TSN 690.